Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, everybody. I do hope that you are fine today. First of all, I would like to say salawat and salam said to our Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, so we can meet in this video. Amin ya Rabbal Alamin, and our God blessing us together. Before that, I would like to say that I want to read about Mr. Professor Dr. Egy Sujana SH MSc as a leader of ulama different teams. I would like to read about his opinion. Okay. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Taliban Afghanistan and recognizing of the existence of independence based of Indonesian Constitution by Professor Dr. Egy Sujana Mastal SH MSc as a general chairperson of ulama and activist different teams. That aspect in independence is the right of all nations. Therefore, colonialism in the world must be abolished because it is not accordance with human rights and justice. Preamble of the 1945 Constitution and the first paragraph. As an anti-colonial nation, we are all happy and proud of the success of Taliban fighters in the expelling the American invader from their homeland after nearly 20 years in Afghanistan. America is finally out of Afghanistan. Regardless, the withdrawal of Afghan troops began with the Doha Agreement, but in reality, America was able to be defeated and expelled from Afghanistan. With uncertainty, never reality of the existence of American colonialism, which was able to be expelled from Afghanistan. The Indonesian nation certainly has a spiritual atmosphere but is also proud and happy with the news. The Indonesian people understand and feel very well how much it's hard to be a colonialist and a purpose nation. Regarding the protect of war and the terrorism about the pretext of hunting for Osama bin Laden, all this cannot legitimate the American occupation of Afghanistan. Likewise, America has not right to colonialist Iraq under the pretext of democracy and hunting for weapons of mass destruction. The Indonesian people understand that colonialism is a despicable act. Therefore, since declaring itself if as an independent nation, the Indonesian people have stated vehemently that independence is the right of all nations, and therefore all forms of colonialism in the world must be abolished. Thus, the founding fathers have concretized this commitment in the opening of the 1945 Constitution. However, it is unfortunate that Indonesia's foreign policy is not carried out really and actively and upholds the values of the Constitution. After the departure of the American invader from Afghanistan, Indonesia actually withdrew and evacuate Indonesian citizens from Afghanistan. Yes, indeed, there is a healthy condition that requires him to undergo intensive treatment. However, the Indonesian embassy is not closed, everything is still running, said the spokesman for the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Teguh Faizazah, 17 August 2021. Answering the question, is the truth that Indonesian ambassador of Afghanistan is no longer here in Kabul. Therefore, the withdrawal of Indonesian citizens from Afghanistan even though the Indonesia embassy still exists. So the Indonesia has been carried away by the polarization of American politics out of Afghanistan. This attitude confirms that Indonesia doesn't fully believe in power in Afghanistan and is actually carried away by the narrative of American foreign policy, which provides certain conditions, including an inclusive or secular government. We know that our government is very secular, Okay, for recognition of power under the control of the Taliban. In fact, the Indonesian people have no interest in who is power in Afghanistan. The Indonesian people, in fact, have an interest in eradicating colonialism from the face of the earth. Continuing the country relation with Afghanistan under the control of the Taliban, a fighter in the conflict that Indonesia is pro-peace and anti-colonial. Remember, Indonesia is a pro-peace, peace and anti-colonial. America is working of armed resistance and expelled from Afghanistan. Just in the past, the Dutch and Japan soldiers received armed resistance from the santri who waged jihad fisabilillah. Jihad fisabilillah through in a jihad fatwa issued by ulama and the famous jihad resolution issued by Hadratus Shah Kiai Haji Hasim Asari. Moreover, the Indonesian people also experience various internal political dynamics which do not eliminate the existence of the nation and state. When the power was transferred inconstitutionally from Soekarno to Suharto, from Suharto to Habibie, from Gus Dur to Megawati, Indonesia relation with the whole nation remains secure and maintained. So it is not appropriate that the existence that has came from the Ashraf Ghani regime to the Taliban fighter is used and pretended to evaluate Indonesia-Afghanistan relation. In fact, based of the constitutional mandate, Indonesia should immediately recognize the existence of Taliban's power in Afghanistan and immediately establish a peaceful state relation. What is even worse, is the Taliban terrorism effort as carried out by the NPT spokesman for the nation counter-terrorism agency, the NPT Brigadier General Edi Hartono said his agency, together with the intelligence community and the law enforcement officials, continued to be aware to the potential impact of the Taliban victory in Afghanistan on radical and terrorist group in Indonesia. Oh my God. The other country say that in our country itself said that Indonesia is have terrorist and radical system. Oh my God, I can't imagine about it. Okay, Taliban victory is Afghanistan on radical and terrorist group in Indonesia. Edi said the political risk of the Taliban victory should not be underestimated. The NPT and related ministries, especially intelligence officer and the law enforcement officer, are vigilant, so they shouldn't underestimate it. Is said Edi on August 22nd, 2021. In this action like this have potential to divide the nation children. The Taliban terrorism doesn't match the reality. In fact, it was America was colonized and spread terror of Afghanistan. Meanwhile, the Taliban are fighting to get rid of him. Finally, as a part of the element of nation children who love this country, I feel that the government should immediately normalize relations with Afghanistan. There is no need to wait for American recognition, which provides a number of conditions. America is a copying nation and has lots of Afghanistan. How is it possible to follow the condition of colonialism set by America? Oh, yeah. As a nation committed to peace and anti-colonialism, it is fighting for Indonesia to stand with Afghanistan. In addition, it is important to note that Taliban are freedom fighters. There should be no more terrorists. The narrative left alone produced by state